So this one's for those of you who have that urge, real deep urge to leave employment and just go all in on your own business. Essentially lately, because we've had these Anzac holidays and Easter holidays closely come up, we've heard a lot of talk around, and it reignited stuff for us, but we heard talk around why people are just hating work because they get this break where they just want to enjoy their life and do enjoy their life and spend their time as they choose to, and then they've got to go to work. Like today, a Friday, they'll have to go to work today, or next week they have to go back to it. It just brings up these feelings of longing to have their own business, do what they do, and love what they do, so they don't have to feel that they're counting the days down to the weekend or the long holidays.
Yeah, I think it's pretty common to have that, like, yes, it's the weekend on a Friday night, and oh no, it's work tomorrow, like the weekend's too short. Like,
yeah,
I don't think there's a single employee I haven't heard speak about their job like that,
including us, right? When that was us,
100%. But there's a big difference between someone who's like, oh, this is happening, the weekends are too short, like the ones who almost just say it as a bit of a cliche and that's what they say on a Monday morning, versus the ones who are really like, oh man, this sucks.
Yeah,
like
they feel it.
I am actually miserable in my job. This isn't what I was made to do. I've built this career that I don't love, and I long for this other opportunity outside of this. I know I've got so much more to give. I'm just working for the big man here. I'm just getting my paycheck each month, and that's it. And there's a big difference between the two.
Yeah.
And that's where you get the people who are starting the side hustle, or they're quitting their job and they're going all into it. They're the ones that we love to work with.
So we're going to go into this in a lot more depth, where we are going to take you through the journey that you need to take, the step-by-step breakdown of how you step away from your corporate job or whatever employment is that you have at the moment, and fully be able to go into your coaching business and have success within the first 4 weeks of running.
Yeah, and the reason that we do this and the reason we're so passionate about it is because we know what it's like on the other side. Like, the grass is greener if this avenue is right for you.
Yeah.
Now, I don't believe that everyone should start a business. Not everyone is entrepreneurial. Some people are made for the corporate world. There's a few that come to mind immediately, and I think they couldn't make it outside of that, and they are made for that way of working.
Yeah.
That is totally fine. No judgment on them. This is just for those who know they have something more to give and just aren't quite sure of the fact that there is an avenue for them to be able to give it, or how they might go about doing that. And a great example in my personal life, I had a 14-year career in the corporate world. Went to university, did a marketing degree, came out, did marketing strategy roles. In that time, I loved fitness, and I signed up to do a personal training course. Not because I planned to become a personal trainer, but just because I was so interested in it at the time. Paid $5,000 for this course, learned everything there was to know about being a personal trainer. I thought this is going to help me in my own personal training, essentially. But I loved it so much that I ended up doing a little bit of work in the personal training area, and I set up a boot camp, and I got up at 5 a.m. 4 days a week and did this boot camp. I just loved it.
Which I joined, by the way.
Which you joined. That helped me meet my wife, which is awesome. But at the time, I thought, this is a nice hobby business for me. And I made a nice bit of extra cash out of it, paid for some holidays. But I thought, this isn't something that can replace my salary.
Yeah, you were very much unsure at the time how you can make like a PT business something that can replace your very significant salary. And thank goodness we figured that out.
Yeah, and the ironic thing is now that we've actually taught personal trainers how to replace the wage that I would have been earning then with running a high ticket fitness business now. So it's,
and again, in a month's time, like in no time they can do this, they can turn this around.
Yeah. So I had that passion. I had an avenue that I could have gone down that would have got me out of employment and would have followed my sole purpose, I guess, or one of my sole purposes, but I just didn't know how to do it.
Yeah, that's the frustrating thing, isn't it?
And the silly thing is, I spent $5,000 on this course just for the interest.
Yeah.
What I should have done is spend another $5,000 on figuring out how to run a fitness business to the point of success that it could replace my salary.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the right place at that time to do that. I didn't realize that was even an option for me. Knowing what we know now, I wish I could have spoken to myself at that time. But I would have met Jenna, and
true.
And my
Wasn't
career
worth it.
But my career also brought me to Australia. So there's lots of things I don't regret about my career. I just wish I'd have potentially left it earlier and gone into this entrepreneurial coaching space.
But look, we don't focus on the past. What we focus on is the future, isn't it? The past brought you to this point, and this point is telling you, you need to do this. You need to go down this avenue. And that's exactly where we try to help you along this avenue of getting out of your corporate job, out of your employment, and into your own business, living the life that you want, serving the people that you love to serve.
So the big question is, how do you do it?
Yeah.
There's 4 real steps to it, really. There's 4 parts of being an entrepreneur that you really need to get to grasp in order to be able to leave your job.
Yeah.
And we have done it ourselves. We've done it for our clients, where you can replace your salary within 4 weeks. And I say replace your salary because everyone's working at different levels. Everyone has different incomes, but everyone also has a different worth that they take out into the market. Typically, your self-worth is what dictates your price to the market, and the value that you've got to give in order to build that premium package. But the 4 steps to creating a high ticket coaching business, really, first one is around positioning.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we mean by positioning is for you to be able to understand what it is that you have, how you can package that as a tangible outcome for your client, something that is just going to speak to exactly the pain that they have, give them the solution to the point that it just transforms their life. It is huge value. Your positioning is about providing clear message behind that clear value that you provide your market.
Yeah, and typically with everyone that we meet, they've either got an understanding of what that is for themselves, or they're not quite sure of how they're going to bring their magic to the market.
Yeah, and package it, they call it, don't they, a lot?
Yeah, and that's a big part of what we help our clients with. But essentially, you're looking at how you can make that tangible value that you can communicate to the market. And then secondly, unless you have another point.
No, that was it, I've been going.
Secondly, on marketing. So then how do you communicate on a daily basis to your market to help them see who you are, what your positioning is, and how you can help them? Now, there's strategies behind this, there's tactics, there's tools that you can use, but a lot of this is about just consistently getting yourself out there. Yeah. We prefer social media as the greatest marketing tool to reach whoever you need to and be very precise with who you're targeting.
It's an online world, isn't it?
Yeah, but we also encourage networking outside of the business as well. So it's just being very comfortable with what it is that you're offering, and then knowing how to communicate that out to your ideal audience.
Yeah, what's really important is how we show our clients their approach in the social platforms is that the simplest approach is the best approach. Yes. It's the less time consuming approach as well. We don't get everyone to take courses on marketing or courses on social platform enhancements and all of that stuff, designing, none of that. It's about knowing the essentials of these platforms and how to operate with them and working on that so you can keep getting your message out there.
Yes, that message is so key. And as Jenna said, the simpler the better.
Yeah.
And that brings us on to the third element to being a successful entrepreneur, and it's sales. Sales
in the deal.
is so crucial. Yeah. Like, you cannot be an entrepreneur without knowing how to sell.
Being confident in selling.
Yeah, and for most people it's an uncomfortable thing. For most people that haven't had to do much selling, particularly if you're from a corporate background in your career. Yeah. Yeah, like I did pitches in mine, but it's very different. Yeah. Pitching B2B to consumer to consumer, or maybe a consumer to business.
And there's so much more emotion and weight behind it because it's your business. This is your income, there's no guarantee of another client if you don't keep making it. So we understand the emotional pressures and the anxiety that can be around that, which is why I love the way in which we go about it, because it takes all the ickiness out of sales.
Yeah.
And it really does just start the process a lot earlier in your marketing, so you can be very clear on who it is that you're targeting, because they are the people that want you too. It's not one way. You're not convincing anybody. They're already there looking for someone like you to help them out.
Yeah.
And with that, sorry, go.
I was going to say, you're putting, as I said, you're putting your position out to the market. You're saying, this is what I can help you with, and these are the sort of people that I can help. When someone comes to speak to you, it's as much them selling to you as it is you selling to them, because you're looking for the match. At the end of the day, as a coach, you're looking to help someone.
Yeah.
So you just want to make sure that this is someone that I can help.
Yeah.
And and they need or want the help.
Yeah, they've got to be coachable as well, right? They're the people you want. You'll have in your mind what the ideal client looks like you have to have that in your mind, and we'll go through that. And once you have that, they're the people who are going to be reeled in by the message that you're putting out there, by the marketing that you're putting out there. And then you're just going to be able to speak to them on a human-to-human level about what it is that they want, and what it is that they're suffering with, and what it is that is their end goal. And then you can identify then how you're going to be able to get them there. And it's that genuine connections that you make in that talk that is part of how you are selling to them in that authentic way. It doesn't even feel like a sale, because you both have got what one another want.
Yeah, 100%. And then finally, how are you going to actually deliver your coaching programs? Now, when we're in the premium coaching space, the high ticket coaching space, as we mentioned at the start, you want to be focused on those transformational results.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to pay you high ticket prices if the result is just going to be mediocre or just gets them a little bit ahead. You want something that's going to be usually holistic, that gets you from point A to point B.
Yeah.
So how do you deliver that? How can you package up your services to ensure that someone gets there, and ideally gets there in the least amount of time possible, the least friction, with the most convenience, with your help?
Yeah, and that's what a lot of the prospects come to us with, that big missing piece, is they might have a bunch of their other business ideas all down pat and they're happy with it, but when it comes to being able to sell high ticket, they don't know how that works. Unfortunately, that's exactly what we teach.
Yeah, they're trying to sell 100 different packages to 100 different people. It's like, well, everyone has different needs.
Low end, middle end, Yeah.
And then, but we also want to deliver the result for the client's benefit. But once the client has benefited from that, once they've seen your value, ideally we want those clients to keep coming back, because a coaching business that's built on client retention is going to be so much more successful than a coaching business that is required to have constant client acquisition in order to be successful.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, isn't it?
Yes.
It makes you feel tired just hearing it.
So the 4 pieces to it are positioning, marketing, sales, and then how you're actually going to deliver your programs.
Execution.
And very conveniently, those are the 4 elements that we focus on in our Coach Accelerator program. This is our flagship program, and this is where we help people like yourself go from that employment, or maybe you've got a side hustle coaching business right now, and they're able to leave that employment and move full-time into their coaching business with an aim of a minimum 10K a month.
2 clients, potentially, depending how you're positioning yourself, within those 4 weeks. And from there, once you've got those clients, you'll be rolling. You'll get the momentum that you need to keep on going with it.
So if you're feeling this urge to leave your employment and start your coaching business, and this has given you a little bit of inspiration to actually make the move and figure out how you can actually do this for yourself.
And you can.
And you can. We've done it. We've done it for our clients in many different fields, like particularly fields that do well in this are anything involving health, wealth, relationships, purpose, business, marketing. Those sorts of fields are fantastic for coaching, fantastic for high ticket coaching in particular. So take a look at our website, coachaccelerator.com.au. Link will be on our bios, in our social media platforms. Hopefully you're following us there, and we'll also stick it in the comments below.
Thanks guys, see you.
Thank you, bye-bye.